Hi guys, so today I'll be speaking on Monarch of Evernight. It's a web novel by the same author of City of Sin, but it's quite a bit different to City of Sin, and I'll let you know why. It's a completed web novel with 1,525 chapters by Misty Rain of the South, if there's anyone who hasn't read City of Sin before. And the main theme of the book, if described in one word, is betrayal. I'll give you a synopsis first. In the start of the story, we see a child, a young boy. His name is Kanye, I think. I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. But he was found by a man in the start of the story who would come to be his foster father. And it's not until later on we see just how important his foster father is in the grand scheme of the story. He got adopted by this foster father and put into an academy where he trained, he grew stronger, he met people, the whole works until he graduated. After graduating, he joined the army, and then he got sent on a mission. Now, this was when the story takes off, because he got sent on a suicide mission, but he didn't know it was a suicide mission, and I think this was his first experience of betrayal. He was supposed to go and die and leave no stone unturned and all of that, nothing. But he stayed alive, obviously, and then he got turned into a vampire and fell in love with a vampire. Now, I should mention that one of the main properties of this book, one of the main points of the book, is the racial war between humans and the dark races. So you have the werewolves, the vampires, the demon king, and the arachne. But the arachne think spiders. But those are the major races, and there's this constant war between them. But then in the midst of this, there's two major factions, they are called. There's Daybreak and there's Evernight faction. The Evernight consists of the dark races, so all of them together, the demon king, werewolves, vampires, and arachne, are Evernight. And then Daybreak is the human faction. And they're called this way because of the power system and the powers how they grow in power. I'll speak on that later. Now, in the novel, throughout, we see the main character consistently getting betrayed. He gets betrayed by the girl he loves, gets betrayed by his friends, gets betrayed by his family. Eventually, he gets betrayed by the country he fought and worked so hard for, and he decides to leave. That's the breaking point in the story, where he leaves and then he goes to sort of neutral lands, land of no country, if that makes sense. And then he grows in power, he gathers subordinates, and the story tells of his rise to power in that situation, where he meets new people, he grows stronger, and also his feelings, in the sense of dealing with these different betrayals and his relationships, because he still has feelings for them, obviously. And now he's estranged from the empire, the country where he was born in, and he has to struggle with dealing with them while still dealing with his own inner conflict. And it's such a good story, the way it's written, of how he can't escape, despite the fact that all he tries to do is escape. From the start of the story, all he wants is a normal life, but yeah, he can't get that. That's it, and he struggles dealing with everything up until the end of the story. Now, the power system in the story is unique. This is actually something that's unique. For the dark races, Evernight faction, their power system is literally nobility ranks. So you have the count, the marquis, the baron, the dukes, the vice dukes. It's literally a power system. You see it just on the screen here. But then for Daybreak, that's for the humans, it's simple. You have 23 or 24 levels, kind of similar to the power system of City of Sin, but the names are different. So you have level 1 to level 10, warrior. There are no mages, or it's literally just warrior. Then from 11 to 17, you're a champion. And then from 18 to 23, you're a divine champion, which is also divided into junior, intermediate, and senior divine champion, something like that. And then you become a monarch, a great monarch. Then for the Evernight, it's a dark monarch. So the power system is really unique in that way. Now, one thing or a few things I had a problem with in the novel was the world building. It wasn't quite clear. It wasn't as clear, definitely, as in City of Sin. All we knew it was an empire. We knew there were different continents. We knew the dark races controlled some continents, and the Daybreak controlled some continents, but it wasn't like as clear as it should have been. But it was still really, really good. I think the world building took a backseat just because of how good the plot was and how the interactions, how good they were. There was large scale wars. You have tactical, for people that like tactical novels or army building. It's really, really good. And then I think at the end of the story, it got a bit convoluted. It got a bit confusing. There were new elements, and then we find out the story ended in such a way that it almost seems like the start of a new story. Like there was supposed to be a second part to it, because we find out that the Great Monarch realm for Daybreak is the beginning of a whole new power system, and there's loads of more powerful people out there. But the Great Monarch, the Dark Monarch realm, is the end for Evernight, and that's why Evernight were destined to lose the battle of the factions from the start. It becomes like really convoluted, so I don't really want to get into that. But besides that, it's a great story. I recommend it for anyone who likes army building, who likes like the wars genre, kingdom building, politics, and just a really, really good fantasy story in general. It's something that literally holds your attention from beginning to the end. There are moments where it feels like it has your blood pumping. If you like it, like the speeches, the quick lines, the one-liners, and you feel so pumped. It's that kind of novel, and it's really, really good. So yeah, I hope you like my review. I'll give this novel a 9 over 10. It's really, really good. Just a bit worse than City of Sin, in my opinion. Like a little bit worse. Well, that doesn't take anything from it. It's really, really good, and I'll definitely recommend it. So yeah, that's this, guys. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'll try to keep them out coming as much as I can. Just be more consistent with it. Thank you.